Have you wondered how you can live a successful life, how you can reach fulfillment, how you can become happy, prosperous, abundant, whatever that means for you? Have you wondered how you can do that? Well, I do know, and it is you become your authentic self. Now, you may not do that right away, or you may not even want to do that, or you may not even think or believe that that is worth it for you to do that because of what you might have lived or where you might find yourself now. And I can tell you that doesn't matter because you're supposed to have a successful life. And it doesn't matter when it comes about, meaning how old you are, because see, I'm 73. I'm going to be 74 in a couple of weeks, and I'm starting to live my successful life. Because see, that means that you finally accept who you are, your authentic self, your reason for being alive. And I know that you have one because I was given information about that. But me accepting that to live my successful life was really challenging, as it might have been for you. You see, because that is always something that is outside of what you know. It's something that's in that unknown, and we can become really afraid of that. But then we start to discover that there's an alignment in the universe and you're part of it. You had a time that you were going to be born, that you were going to do something that was going to offer really great something, success or something to the world because that's why you were born. Every human is. But we don't always do that, and we don't always do it in our lives, meaning while we're alive. So you get to decide if you're going to do that. But I'm going to share something with you because it's kind of interesting. On my website today, um, on the Any Advice for Today, that particular website, you will find the Wilhelm message, and it's from 2000. There are a couple of them there, but there's one from 2017 where it said to me on October 16th that I had discovered the secret to success. Well, I wasn't going to tell you because I didn't believe I had done that. And that's the same for you. We don't believe ourselves. We don't understand that we're meant to come into the world and bring something new and it's going to be unique, but that's also the difficulty. And so I'm going to show you this message, and it takes me back a long time because this particular message is from 2008. Now, I must tell you, I started receiving Wilhelm in 1989. That's the first message that I wrote. I wasn't going to tell anybody, I hid, just like you probably have hidden from yourself. We do that a lot. The only fear that we have is of ourselves. That's all that it is. Because, see, we start to discover that we have ability and capability because it's in our consciousness. No one has any more than us, but we've been programmed, let's say, to believe certain things about ourselves or what our capabilities are. That's individually and also collectively, meaning the world. Let me read this first, and then I'm going to explain the rest of it to you because it's going to be really helpful for you, especially in the next few weeks, let's say. Okay, so this message now, I want you to understand this is from 2008. 2008, I wasn't telling anybody what I was doing, that I was receiving Wilhelm. But people asked me. And so what happened was I created a little email book, you see, on AOL.com. That's all that I had at that time. And I just would send, I think there were 10 people on this list, and I would send them the messages. So this is the one for 2008, October 16th. The expectation that is beneficial for you to hold is one that knows that everything that comes into your life experience is for your highest good and contributes to your evolvement, expansion, and continued unfoldment. When you seek evidence in a physical sense that this is true, you may actually impede your progress, for you align with its opposite. This is what it truly means to have blind faith, for you acknowledge that you cannot see from where you are currently how this is taking place. However, you know that it is. You are always seeking your own knowingness on your life journey, which is what you intended. Your relinquishment of control offers you your greatest freedom, as well as the activation, utilization, and realization of your natural, inherent spiritual powers and abilities. Simply use them. Now, I didn't do that because that didn't make sense to me then. when I received it. And I wasn't even willing to tell you because I go, that I had all these terrible things that happened to me. How could that be saying to me it's going to be for my highest good? In 2008, particularly, that's when I was losing everything, everything of a physical nature, financially. Well, you might remember because we were moving into that Great Recession. And so I lost my entire life, my entire business, and I'm going to have this blind faith. And so then it kept going along. And what happened was during that time, I healed. And it was from Wilhelm. I'm saying this because it wasn't me. I connected to a higher source, let's say that's what happened. And then I downloaded all of this information that turned into philosophy called Your Life Operating Instructions. And anyone who uses it, they change their lives because they transform. The only thing that we do when we're born, we have to figure out how to navigate our lives. That's in our consciousness. Our consciousness has been formed from all of those who came before, from what existed in our world that we thought was possible. But then I come along to do something new. And I say, wait a minute, you can do this. You can heal. You can heal these physical things. You can heal them mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You can do all of those things. You can ascend. And it was given to me from Wilhelm, and it's all put into one philosophy. And it works because you come out happy and healed, and then you make a contribution to the world. That's what happens. And now I know that. And if you read the other message, you will see that also. And it's also what I'm going to be telling the world. I'm saying that because you see, in 2008, for the longest time, I was never going to show anyone this. And I was the introvert. You might have had that as well, because it takes some kind of courage to own ourselves. And that's the only thing that we want to do is know who we are, because that's how you live a successful life. Then you know your life mattered, that you are leaving something for others to use. And there's no greater sense of knowing that you're doing that, because then no matter what you've gone through in your life, the pain of it is gone. You've moved through your generational trauma. Yeah, that's what I did and had to do for so long. And that's why I'm so grateful to give this to you. But I didn't want to do it, but I got pulled out. The universe works conspires with you. That was one of the other messages I received on the 16th of October. This conspiracy is real, meaning the universe is conspiring with you to have you live your best life if you decide to become your authentic self. That is the formula. That's all that it is. But doing it is a entirely new story, entirely new thing. And that's what you must do. But that's what I'm doing now. So now, after hiding all of these years, I'm going to be leaving on Thursday. Well, first of all, I have a channeling session on Thursday where more will come through from Wilhelm, because that's what always happens. And then I will be leaving the next day and going back to Gaia, where I'll be giving this information to the world, meaning I'll be participating in the channeling conference that day. And this is going to 180 countries, and we'll have a great audience there, like 300 people. And I'm giving them this information because I want everyone to know that you were born to become successful, and all you have to do is become your authentic self. And I was given this plan. Saying that was so challenging because owning yourself becomes the most challenging, and believing it is the next thing that you've got to do. But I'm telling you, it's all available, and we have it. We all do. We just haven't learned how to use it, or we're not consistent. But check out all of my work. Please come to the channeling session or the Wilhelm session tomorrow. You'll love all of it because more information will come through, and you will understand how important you are, especially now. There has never been a more important time for you to be alive on this planet, because when you start to love yourself and become happy and live that successful life, you cause the world to do the same thing. See you soon.